Weird News Weekly with Ben and Reid.
Reid, we're talking about biscuits, of all things. Baked, not fried. These are very special biscuits that we have here in Australia. Do they have them overseas anywhere? I'm not sure they do they?
I reckon they might. I mean, let us know.
Might be
on Twitter.
It might be a import product from Australia like Tim Tams. They kind of go out everywhere. Maybe people love their shapes as well.
Yes, just like Bogans. This is one of those weird stories about food that, we all have. I reckon this is a food you and I both grew up with. I know I certainly did. Yep. I'm going to assume you did, and if you're not, you did anyway. Shapes. This is the little food that we all grew up with, and we all know the flavours: barbecue, pizza. There's other flavours as well, but we all know barbecue and pizza. The pizza was one of the big flavours this year that Arnott changed. Yep. They changed all their flavours, and the only reason that I could really come up with is why they changed it is because they wanted to be healthier. No one wants healthier shapes. I mean, this is a food we've all grown up with. We accept it for what it is. It's not the healthiest of food, but it's not the worst of food. So just let us enjoy a little bit of, shapes and all the chips. Anyway, earlier this year, they changed all the recipes and social media outrage went into meltdown. I don't know if you were aware of this, but on their Facebook page, they were inundated hundreds and hundreds of times every hour.
Oh, wow.
Not every day, every hour. And this went on for a few months, okay? So people were outraged that much that they didn't do this for just a week or two. They did it for months and months. And what have you done, Arnott? You've changed the flavour. So what they did a few months after they changed it was they changed a few of their flavours back to the original. So you could not only buy the new flavour, but you could also buy the original flavour. And that really made some people not happy, made others happy, because it sort of confused people, because they were the boxes were right next to each other. So you weren't know if you were going to get the original flavour or the new flavour, because they only had a little message in the corner of the box saying, new and improved. New and improved. No, not improved at all. Liars. So anyway, they changed the flavours and they put back the old flavours against the new ones. But the most recent one they changed back was pizza. This is a flavour that a lot of people have been saying, change it back, Arnott, what are you doing? So anyway, they recently did, and now it's got people asking, okay, but has this been a marketing ploy? Have you done this on the sole purpose of actually driving up awareness of Arnott's shapes again and getting people to buy back the products? And a lot of people are wondering that same thing. Arnott's, however, have responded to that claim. They've said, no, not true at all. We just wanted to provide Australians with an alternative flavour. We wanted to have a bit of a twist on the original flavour. Unfortunately, some Australians didn't get around it, so we have brought back the original pizza flavour. So this has really divided a lot of Australians, man.
It actually went that far that people were putting the question to Australian politicians. They were putting this question to government as far as, if you get elected, what are you going to do about the Arnott shape situation? Will you make them change it back to the original flavours? It was insane. We even had, at work, we had Julie Bishop in the studio for an interview one day. And they were just like, okay, Julie, if you guys are elected again, what are you going to do about the shape situation? And she was just like, I'm as outraged about that as you guys are. If we are elected, we're going to make sure it gets changed back. So maybe this is a big government thing and they've changed them all back through the government's advisement.
Malcolm Turnbull, forget your campaign jobs and growth. We just want your shapes to get changed back to the original flavour. Come on, people. Some common sense. Do you know what this reminded me of, though? I'm not sure if you remember, but back in the year 2009, Vegemite brought out another product. And this was called iSnack 2.0. Now, it had a few people off edge because, first of all, the name, and also the flavour as well, didn't really get a lot of people happy. And it was probably the biggest stuff up for a food in Australia of that year. And it looks like we sort of replicated that back in the year 2016 now with Arnott's shapes. And I just think maybe they should just stick to what they know best. I mean, Vegemite, we don't want your new cheesy and, cheese cream Vegemite flavour. It's too weird. Just stick to original Vegemite flavour. Arnott's shapes. Don't give us some new healthy alternative. Just give us the original flavour we all know and love. Come on, people.
Well, as far as the Vegemite was concerned, they ended up actually changing the name due to public backlash. It was iSnack 2.0 to start off with. And then after a couple of months, after people were just going, Vegemite, seriously, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks, they finally changed it to Vegemite Cheesy Bite.
And you want to know the weird thing is? They still make it to this day.
Yeah, I do not know who buys it.
I know. Who are these people? Where do they live? Do they live underground? I've never met any of these people. I didn't know they still made it. Weird.
But it's kind of weird looking at the differences between, like, the pizza shapes are the ones that have just been changed back to their original flavour. If you look at the topping of a pizza shape of the new kind and the original kind, there was like these little crumbs on top of the original pizza shapes that weren't there on the new version. And the new version actually reminded me of Nabisco's In a Biscuit ripoff of what Shapes were, which kind of got me wondering, did Shapes buy out Nabisco on the down low, put their pizza shapes in an Arnott Shapes box so everyone would outrage about it, and then they'll go, oh, guys, don't worry, we'll bring back the original flavour and you'll bring us your cash.
Conspiracy theory. I love it. I think it's fantastic. I think you're onto something there, Ben.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I reckon it could be a thing.
Yeah. But don't change the new flavour, Arnott. Give us back the original flavour. There's still a few flavours, though, they haven't changed back, like cheddar. Apparently, that's still one of the other flavours they haven't changed back to the original flavour. So come on, Arnott. Change that back.
Because there was obviously, there was nacho cheese, there was savoury, there was something, what was one of the other ones that was there? There was a light green box or something. There was the barbecue shapes that were in the green box, and then there was another light green box that was a different flavour there for a little while.
Obviously not good enough because it wasn't that popular if we don't know it.
Exactly. But if you want to get involved with this story and send us your thoughts about the whole thing, send us a 90-second voicemail. Just head to our Tumblr account, weirdnewsweekly.tumblr.com. If you don't have Tumblr, or if you can't get onto your laptop to go to our Tumblr page, you can also get the SpeakPipe app on your smartphone. Download that one right there. Address it to Weird News Weekly, a voicemail, and just send it our way, and we'll, get in contact with you guys as far as the weekend video is concerned that'll be coming up when you guys start sending that info our way. But as far as this story's details is concerned, you can find it at Weird News Weekly on Twitter and weirdnewsweekly.tumblr.com.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to rate and review the show on iTunes and follow on Twitter and Tumblr for more details on the covered stories. Just search Weird News Weekly. You can also be part of the show and give us your opinions on a story by sending a voicemail via the SpeakPipe app, or just click the voicemail link on the Tumblr page. Spoken by Sarah D and sped up like this because we like the way it sounds on the government ads.
3, 2...
Sorry, that's a dumb...
It was just 3...